Outer Rep Level 26.
Lesson 5. Relative Clauses. Finger Game 2.
Outer Rep.
Part 2. Finger Game 2. Unreal in the present or future. Example 1. If I'm a student, I'll study hard. I'll pass all the examinations and I'll go overseas to study.
Outer Rep.
I'll become a doctor in the future and I'll come back to my country to serve my people and I'll be close to my parents. But if I were a tiger, I wouldn't have to study hard. I wouldn't have to pass any examinations, and I wouldn't go overseas to study.
Outer Rep.
I wouldn't become a doctor in the future, and I wouldn't come back to my country, and I wouldn't be close to my parents, and I'd eat you. Example 2. If you go to school to study, you'll enter your classroom with your friends and your
Outer Rep.
teacher. You'll submit your homework, which you've done at home. You'll sit down in your desk and listen to your teacher explain the new lesson or review the old one. You'll practice speaking and writing. You'll take notes. You won't talk or play in the class.
Outer Rep.
You'll have to do the exercises that your teacher gives you. Then you'll have a break and you'll resume your study until the class is over. You'll take home your new homework to do. Before you go home, you'll say goodbye to your teacher and friends.
Outer Rep.
But if you went to the school to fix the computers, you wouldn't enter your classroom with your friends and your teacher. You wouldn't submit your homework, which you might have done at home. You wouldn't sit down in your desk and listen to your teacher explain the new lesson or review the old
Outer Rep.
one. You wouldn't practice speaking and writing. You wouldn't take notes. You wouldn't have to talk or play in the class. You wouldn't have to do the exercises. Then you wouldn't have a break and you wouldn't resume your study until the class is over. You wouldn't
Outer
take
Rep.
home your new homework to do. Before you go home, you wouldn't say goodbye to your teacher and friends. Part 3. Finger Game 2. Topics and Pair Work. Mini Topic 16. The restaurant.
Outer Rep.
The host. The hostess. The waiter. The waitress. The busboy. The manager. The cashier. The cook. The owner. To greet.
Outer Rep.
To take. To bring tea and water. To take my orders. To bring my food. To recommend. To pass salt. To wait on. To serve. To bring us the check. To pay the cashier. To leave a tip. Conditioned room. A reserved room for a party of 5. Beefsteak. The house special. A salad with Italian
Outer
dressing.
Rep.
Dessert. Chinese tea. Vietnamese tea. The waitresses. The old cashier at the counter. The rich owner. The restaurant.
Outer Rep.
Mini Topic 17. The bus station. The ticket agent. The manager. A first-class ticket. A second-class ticket. A one-way ticket. A round-trip
Outer
ticket.
Rep.
A nice vacation package. The rice fields along the roads. The itinerary. The journey. The trip. To reserve a ticket. To make plans.
Outerif.
To leave. To arrive. To see the scenery. To pick up the ticket. To be ready. Mini topic 18. The airport.
Outerif.
The security officer. The airport police. Immigration officers. The porter. The cultural officer. To check in. The ticket counter. The agent. The luggage. The scale. The departure and arrival board. The flight number. The passport. The visa. The cart. To get a seat assignment. To board. To take off. To go through immigration. To greet. To wave. Mini topic 19. The seaport. The customs officer. The cargoes. The seaport. The merchandise. The import taxes. The shipping costs and expenses. The 20-foot container. A warehouse. Imposed by the government. To identify the merchandise. To pay. To carry. To hire. To purchase. To make up your mind. Mini topic 20. The house or apartment. The landlord. The lifeguard. The realtor. The real estate office. The housing authority. The quarter or ward chief. The district chief. The mayor. The notary public. The tax authorities. A 2-story house. A house with 4 bedrooms. The ships. The boats. The waves. The golden rays of the setting sun. To pay a commission. To enjoy. To take pictures. Part 4. Idiomatic expressions. Idioms. Meanings. Examples. 10. Ball game. The whole situation. The end of the event. When the last bank turned us down and we couldn't get a loan, Dad realized that we'd have to close the shop and sighed, well, that's the ball game. 11. Ball of fire. A very energetic and enthusiastic person. Bob got out into the business world and he was a real ball of fire. 12. To bark up the wrong tree. To take the wrong course of action. I told him that he was barking up the wrong tree if he thought I would give him money. Mini topic 16. The restaurant. To go to dinner. If I go to a restaurant to eat dinner, the host will greet me and ask me my reservation. Then he'll take me to my reserved table or room. The waiter or waitress will then come to take my order. He'll wait on me throughout the meal, also serving me my food. The waiter can recommend good items on the menu or the house special. I'll have a choice between beefsteak or fish and wine or brandy to drink. I'll also order dessert, such as fruit or cakes, which is served with tea. During the meal, a manager or owner may come to my table to ask me if I've enjoyed my meal. After eating, I'll ask the waiter to bring me the check. I'll leave a tip on the table and thank the waiter for his good service. Then I'll go up to the cashier to pay for the meal before I go home. But if I went to a restaurant to work, the host wouldn't greet me and ask me my reservation. Then he wouldn't take me to my reserved table or room. The waiter or waitress wouldn't come to take my order. He wouldn't wait on me throughout any meal. He wouldn't serve me any food. The waiter wouldn't recommend good items on the menu or the house special, nor would I have a choice between beefsteak or fish and wine or brandy to drink. I also wouldn't order dessert, such as fruit or cakes, which is served with tea. A manager or owner wouldn't come to any table to ask me if I enjoyed my meal. I wouldn't ask the waiter to bring me any check, nor would I leave any tip on the table and thank the waiter for any good service. And finally, I wouldn't go up to the cashier to pay for any meal. Mini topic 17. The bus station. To go on a vacation by bus. If I go on a vacation by bus, I'll go to the bus station to buy a ticket. I'll go to the ticket agent to reserve my ticket. I'll tell him if I need a one-way ticket, a round-trip ticket, or a whole vacation package. He'll show me a schedule and ask me when I want to leave and arrive at the destination. After that, I'll need to decide if I want a first-class ticket or a second-class ticket. First class is much nicer, but it's more expensive. After I pay the agent, he'll tell me when I can pick up my ticket. I'll make other plans for the journey and pick up the ticket before my bus leaves. Now I'm ready to go. I'll have an itinerary for my trip. I'll see the scenery as I ride in the bus. I'll be able to see rice fields along the road during my vacation by bus. If I have a round-trip ticket, the bus will take me back home then. But if I stayed home this summer, I wouldn't go to the bus station to buy a ticket. I wouldn't go to the ticket agent to reserve my ticket. I wouldn't tell him if I need a one-way ticket, a round-trip ticket, or a whole vacation package. He wouldn't show me a schedule, nor would he ask me when I want to leave and arrive at the destination. I wouldn't need to decide if I want a first-class ticket or a second-class ticket. I wouldn't care if first class is nicer or more expensive. The agent wouldn't tell me when I could pick up my ticket. I wouldn't make any other plans for the journey, nor would I have to pick up the ticket before the bus leaves. I wouldn't be ready to go. I wouldn't have an itinerary for any trip. I wouldn't see the scenery, nor would I be able to see rice fields along the road. And finally, the bus wouldn't take me back home. Mini topic 23. The airport. To buy an airline ticket. If I want to buy an airplane ticket, I'll go to a travel agency or any travel agent in the airport. There, I'll go straight to the ticket counter to buy the ticket. There'll be an agent there to help me. If I want to leave immediately, I'll need to make a reservation in advance. He'll ask for my passport, visa, and any other identification. The agent will give me the arrival and departure times. The agent will ask for my luggage. He'll weigh it on the scale. After that, he'll tell me the cost of my ticket. I'll need to pay before I receive my ticket. It'll be necessary that there be my name and flight number on it. The agent will then take my luggage and return my passport and visa to me. I'll use a cart if I have carry-on luggage. Then the agent will tell me where the departure and arrival board is. But if I owned an airplane, I wouldn't have to go to a travel agency or any travel agent in the airport to buy a ticket. Then I wouldn't have to go straight to the ticket counter
Out
to
of
buy
it.
the ticket. Even if I want to leave immediately, I wouldn't need to make a reservation in advance. The agent wouldn't ask for my passport, visa, and any other identification. The agent wouldn't give me the arrival and departure times. The agent wouldn't ask for my luggage.
Out of
He
it.
wouldn't weigh it on the scale. He wouldn't tell me the cost of my ticket after that. I wouldn't need to pay anything, nor would I receive any ticket. It wouldn't be necessary that I put my name and flight number on any ticket. The agent wouldn't take my luggage, nor would he return my passport and visa
Out
to
of
me.
it.
I wouldn't use a cart, nor would I have carry-on luggage. And finally, the agent wouldn't tell me where the departure and arrival board is. Mini Topic 24. The seaport. To pick up cargoes from a seaport.
Out of it.
If I want to pick up my cargoes from a seaport, I'll have to find what shipping company it is. I'll speak with a customs officer. He'll tell me how import taxes are imposed by the government. There may be new regulations, and he'll know the details.
Out of it.
Next, I must find the warehouse where the merchandise is going to be stored. After identifying the merchandise, I'll have to make up my mind. I can sell it right there to somebody, or carry it out, or I can leave it there and take some more time to make up my
Out of it.
mind. If I decide to sell it, I'll have to consider all of the expenses. Not only will the buyer have to pay the cost of the item, but he'll also have to pay the shipping costs. I'll have to add the import taxes into the cost of the merchandise.
Out of it.
If I decide to carry it out of the seaport, I'll take it to my warehouse. But if I had employees to pick them up for me, I wouldn't have to find what shipping company it is, and I wouldn't speak with a customs officer. He wouldn't tell me what import taxes are imposed by the
Out of
government.
it.
He wouldn't inform me of new regulations. I wouldn't have to find a warehouse where the merchandise would be stored. I wouldn't have to decide if I'd sell it or carry it out, or I'd leave it there and take some more time to make up my mind. I wouldn't have to decide to sell it, nor would I have to consider any expenses. I wouldn't see any buyer pay the cost of the item and the shipping costs. I wouldn't have to add any import taxes into the cost of the merchandise. And I wouldn't have to decide to carry it out of the seaport, nor would I take it to my warehouse. Mini Topic 25. The house or apartment. To look for a house or an apartment. Mini Topic 25. The house or apartment. To look for a house or an apartment.
Out
If I
of
look
it.
for a house or an apartment, I'll go to a real estate office. There, the realtor will want to know what I'm looking for. I'll tell him what type of house I want to buy. I'll tell him if I want a 2-story house or a house with 4 bedrooms. The realtor will give me
Out of it.
information about several houses to read. I'll have to pay the realtor a commission. Therefore, I'll have to ask how much it is. Once I've seen a house that I'm interested in, the realtor will take me there to go and look at it. When I arrive at the house,
Out
I'll
of
take
it.
pictures of it and ask the realtor questions about the house and neighborhood. I'll need to talk to my tax advisor so that I can find out how much the taxes will cost. If there's a landlord of the house, I'll need to talk to him as well. After looking at the house, I'll need to read a
Out of
lot
it.
of information about the house and neighborhood before deciding on purchasing the house. If I owned a house or an apartment building, I wouldn't go to a real estate office. The realtor wouldn't want to know what I'm looking for. I wouldn't tell him
Out of it.
I wouldn't tell him what type of house I want to buy. I wouldn't tell him if I want a 2-story house or a house with 4 bedrooms. The realtor wouldn't give me information about several houses to read. I wouldn't have to pay the realtor a commission, nor would I have to ask how much it is.
outer roof,
The realtor wouldn't take me to go and look at any house. I wouldn't take pictures of it, nor ask the realtor questions about the house and neighborhood. I wouldn't need to talk to my tax advisor about how much the taxes cost. I wouldn't need to talk to the landlord of the house either.
outer roof,
And finally, I wouldn't need to read much information about the house and neighborhood.